Okay guys, time for another container garden potato experiment update. Look at these things, would you? Seriously? It's only been 48 hours since my last video, and these things are like legit on steroids. I mean, that is crazy. That is just nuts. I mean, these things are absolutely gorgeous. I've never grown potatoes before, but wow, I mean, look at that. I got a question for you. All right. Obviously, this is the container that I did it the way people have been doing it lately. You know, keep burying it over and over and over until it gets high enough. And this is the container that I just buried them in the bottom and forgot about them. So, all the videos I've seen, most people, when they plant it in a container this size, they always put in 5 or 6 potatoes at the bottom, and they grew, and that's how they harvested it. But I'm looking at, I mean, I've got a lot of potatoes in here, man. I mean, so I'm thinking that the container might not be big enough for all the potatoes. So my only other option is to take one of my 55-gallon drums and cut it in half and sit these whole barrels down inside the drum, and then slice up the side of the barrel and cut these container off, and then fill it in with dirt and give it more room to grow. It'll probably double the size. Maybe, yeah, it probably triple the size of room for it to grow. But if I do that, I run the chance of damaging the roots and damaging the plants. But definitely I run the chance of completely screwing up the experiment. And since I'm not in a dire need to have potatoes, because I have plenty of potatoes put up. And the only reason I did this was because I had potatoes that were sprouting in the cabinet, and I just didn't feel like throwing them away, so I figured I'd do an experiment and see which way grew best for the future. But I mean, it's obvious right now which way is growing better, okay? I mean, look at the size of those things. Crazy. So probably for the integrity of the experiment, I'm just going to leave it alone, and we'll just see what happens, you know, here on out. One thing I do notice is, like, the color is a little bit, well, no, not really. It's the sun hitting it. I mean, I'm just shocked at the size difference. I mean, this thing here is twice the size of this thing here, and there's the same amount of potatoes. They came out of the same bag. They were the same size, pretty much, which is, it's like stupid crazy. I don't know. But this experiment is definitely turning out to be way more exciting than I thought it would be. I mean, look at the difference in those plants, would you? That versus that. This is the way everybody said they grow them. This is the way I said I wanted to grow them, because I'm lazy. I just want to plant it, water it, and leave it the fuck alone, let it do what it does. And right now, I mean, look at the size of those stems there versus the size of these tree limbs in here, okay? These things are brutal, and they're everywhere. So this is going to be an exciting experiment. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. It's kind of cool. All right, I'll talk to you later.